Note, in today's video, I'll be talking about R18 related content, especially related to sex, sexuality, romantic interest, and all that fun, beautiful stuff. Viewer discretion is advised. And plus, if you're a little kid, why are you at this video? Get the hell off of it. Viewers, guess this lovely character. They have a green shell, they do kart racing in their off time, they breathe fire, own a castle, has way too many kids, likes cake, and has the snazziest outfits, and also, they might sometimes be a woman. I'm talking about the Demon Lord Koopa himself, or herself, Bowser, or Bowsette. You know, the big old green king is a staple in video game mythos, and for good reason. He serves the needs of the game, however that might look like. You want Bowser playing hockey or snowboarding? Got him. You want Bowser who is a master of dark magic? Got him. You want Bowser in a fancy smancy tuxedo traveling around the world? You also got that. You want Bowser trying to supervise and be a good parent to Bowser Jr.? Got that too. You want a nerdy and eloquent Silicon Valley kind of Bowser? Yep. You want a gay as literal heck Bowser with Rainbow Shell? You also got that too. You want a dummy thick kaiju sized Bowser? Need I say any more with the latest game? And, well, do you want to see the inside of Bowser's guts? Yes, I do. Cause, let's be honest, for some men, women, and people, Bowser is a good-looking character. I mean, his versatility as a character, yes, pun intended, demeanor and stature, to say the least, are what allowed me, and likely others, hundreds, millions, thousands of others, to learn a little bit more about themselves, their sexuality, their romantic interest, and other things. And if it's any consolation, trust me, there's a lot of porn of Bowser. So for all that it's worth, he and so many other fictional and not so fictional characters are awakenings sexually and romantically and otherwise for some people. So that being the case, this is going to be about the big bad Koopa himself. And well, specifically about how Bowser, because of his popularity, serves as a way for us to better understand our sexuality, romantic interests, and gender identity. Who we enjoy and how we want to live and experience our gender, sexuality, and express that more specifically, is an important part to our lives, and especially for queer and trans people, is a big marker for how we navigate spaces, especially ones where they're predominantly cisgender and hetero. I mean, it's no shocker that young and old queer and trans people are facing entirely very different issues from, say, straight and cisgender people. And it's no shocker that both queer and trans young and old people use the internet to find other people to talk about their problems, or fan theorize about characters, or consume porn, or write fanfiction pairings people together. It's a way for you, me, and others to understand our sexuality, gender, and reflect our personal feelings and political things out onto a character that feels relatable. And I say political because the personal is political. It means that the personal issues that the marginalized face are rooted in a political struggle and discourse. Our personal issues and experiences are not inherently apolitical, and I wouldn't go as far as to say that nothing's inherently apolitical. But that's not the point of this video. So this begs one important question, my dear viewer. How the fuck does it have anything to do with Bowser and him being a great big beefy boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever you're into? Well, that's because how we understand his sexuality ain't in some vacuum. We understand our sexual preferences, our gender identity, contextually, and we apply our kinks and interests to things and characters that feel relatable to said environment and interest. And the fact of the matter is, for folks all over the world, Bowser, or any fictional character for that matter, might just be what allows them to figure themselves out. The process, I think, is political in the broadest sense. But enough about the politics. I got a question for you and your sexual preferences. Do you like someone who's taller than you or shorter than you? Do you like someone with a beard? Do you like someone who's clean shaven? Do you like someone with more masculine features or feminine features? Do you like someone who's more muscular or more fat? Do you like someone who has big feet or small feet? The honest truth is, you develop this through your family, environment, media consumption, who you interact with, and your socio-economic factors, to name a few. All of these features are influenced politically, either explicitly or implicitly. And throughout the history of humanity, people have been creating art on sex and sexuality for the entirety of the human race. I mean, if any of us have been to school in any form, you know good and damn well humans like talking, writing, and reading about sex. I mean, I don't need to go far to tell you that seeing all these pictures of dicks in a textbook might mean something. So it makes sense that it would happen also on the internet. People are going to figure themselves out and explore their sexuality in different ways and just explore that through the characters they find attractive. And as the well-known internet adage goes, Rule 34, if something exists, there is porn of it. Oh baby, there's a lot of porn of the Demon King Koopa himself. So it should be no surprise that people are going to apply their own interests and kinks into both fictional and non-fictional characters. It is a way for folks to enjoy what they like and express it to others. It makes sense. I mean, if you're into big beefy demon lords or big titty anime girls, you're gonna go roll your neckbeard self over to a character that appeals to your interests and then develop that from, say, your art experience or from your writing experience. And then put it out there for others to experience and, well, do with it. But why would I choose Bowser? I could have theoretically chosen any other fictional character for this video within a plethora of mediums and properties. Well, it's because Bowser's freaking super popular, and a lot of people, all sorts of different sexualities and identities, recognize his or her character. Plus, Nintendo's a damn monolith in the gaming community, so it makes sense that Bowser has a strong hold. Also, I like Bowser. I think that's pretty obvious, so leave me alone. Regardless, there are two examples of Bowser in the recent years that show how the Demon Koopa has been sexualized, romanticized, and especially shipped. And this one, my friends, I think we all remember from 2018. If you were on the internet in 2018, for that matter, 2019, you could not in some way escape this big busty anime girl moe version of Bowser. She was everywhere, from DeviantArt, Reddit, YouTube, or Twitter. You could not escape her. And for that matter, I mean, it makes sense why Bowsette became so popular. She's an anime moe girl version of an iconic character. There's loads of opportunities to create porn for a really attractive, big busty, titty anime girl. And as we all know, there are a lot of men looking to get off of a character who gives strong domination vibes or dom vibes. They just like to get off to interesting looking characters. Bowsette is also memey as hell, and did I mention that it's also super duper anime? Like, I would even go as far as to say that Bowsette was popular because of her edgy and sexy nature that contrasts the Mario setting and game. And she was trending a lot with mangaka artists. From Pop Team Epic's creator to the creator of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, there was a lot of art for her. And my final point, the creator of Street Fighter and Darkstalker, Akira Yasuda, created fan art of her. And my final point, on Pornhub and YouPorn, she was trending massively around September to October of 2018. So people were and are super into Bowsette. There are plenty of folks even cosplayed her. It was really awesome. I mean, hey, folks gotta find ways to understand their sexuality and enjoy a character that looks hot. And plus, as we all know, when you're into anime and the anime fandom, it usually is pretty cringe. So this was to be expected even if Nintendo had no comment. And that understanding also translates into the kind of relationships fans put Bowser in. And in one that I notice, it's if everyone's favorite Green Mario, or, as we all know, Luigi. A letter from Luigi. To you, Mario. I know the news of my relationship status has already reached you, and I apologize if it came as somewhat of a shock. My bae and I had hoped to keep things casual and under the radar for as long as possible, since neither of us wanted to deal with the fallout of our decision. But at this point in our relationship, there's no avoiding it any longer. You see, Bowser and I are in love. My viewers, this is Bowuigi, aka what originally was a cracked ship/joke pairing between Bowser and Luigi. And if you don't know what a ship is, it's essentially a pairing between two characters, usually fictional. And the most interesting part about this pairing is that it has a lot of traction in the Mario fandom, which in relative grand schemes is not as big as way bigger fandoms in the internet. But it definitely has a stronghold despite what originally was a joke pairing between two entirely opposing characters. I mean, who the heck would think that a crazy maniacal Koopa who steals a princess and a forgotten nobody but brother would be given such good synergy? Well, if anything is true, then this ship has sailed, and damn, it's pretty popular in its own right. I mean, look at some statistics in no particular order. Bowuigi got 6,270 search results on Google. Bowser X Luigi got about 7 million results from Google. Not only that, but there's about 6 stories on Wattpad, 58 books in Archive I own, and 14 stories on fanfiction.net. Also, did I mention there's a lot of art of them on Tumblr, DeviantArt, Twitter? Well, obviously not as much as Bowsette because, well, Bowsette had a bigger audience because there's obviously more straight people in this world and a lot more straight men and other folks who are enjoying that aren't going to look at that kind of stuff. It's fair to say that there was a lot of people seeing this on their feed, especially if you were anywhere in that kind of fandom or into that kind of thing. I mean, think about it. On DeviantArt, there was about 102 posts, and when you looked at Bowser x Luigi, there's about 2,900 posts on DeviantArt, which isn't to say much because DeviantArt is kinda cringe, but that's not the point. The point is that this fact or joke pairing became something that was somewhat legit within the fandom. I mean, they are two pretty popular characters who are opposing personalities. Finally, it could be how Bowser and Luigi as characters balance each other out because of how opposing they are. Also, it could be a cathartic feeling to see a character like Bowser be happy, especially since he gets ass whipped in almost every game. I mean, it also could be the physical and emotional difference between these characters present, and it's wholesome, or, like I said, it's something that people have a kink for. For whatever multitude of reasons, this crack turned legit pairing is honestly pretty wholesome and it's really cute, not gonna lie. It's also another example how we apply our sexuality, romantic interest, gender, sexuality into fictional characters so that we can better understand them and have a better fun time with them, whether it's Bowsette or Bowuigi. So from all of this, I set out earlier to discuss how Bowser is a great character because he can represent a lot of different things for different people. He can be applied in so many ways to people's varying degrees of sexuality, romantic interest, and other safe for work and not safe for work identities. And while the company he comes from most for sure does not want to comment on this vast majority of people wanting to be boned or be boning the Koopa Lord himself, we all know folks want to get it on. And in a way, I think it's pretty damn amazing. All should enjoy characters in whatever way we like. For some, that looks like drawing them as cute, moe-ified anime girls. For others, that is a lot of bar art. And for others, Bowser on a cute date with Luigi at the beach. How we apply our feelings and experience to a character is what allows us to enjoy them and enjoy the fandoms that are in them. However that might look like. And, well, this is all to say that if you want to bone the Koopa Lord himself or don't want to bone him, hey, that's valid. You do you. It's your life and you get to explore it and express it however you see fit and use whatever fandom you want to express it. And I think that's a beautiful experience in its own right. Hey there, and thanks for getting to the end of the video, or skipping to the end. If you like this content, like it. If you dislike this content, dislike it. What matters is that you learned a little bit about yourself and explored a character that I like a lot and I like to see in video games. And honestly, I mean, between Bowsette and Bowuigi and all these other pairings, it's pretty nice to get to talk about a character through the lens of, well, how we develop our sex and sexuality. Well, hope you all have a great day. And remember, keep on rolling.